Today's card is a 5.5 by 7.5 Fun Fold Triple Pop-Out card. We have a spinning butterfly. This is all using Made to Surprise Sam Calcott's Going Wild stamp and die set and the Flying High A5 stamp set and dies. So the butterflies, which I've just coloured in. There. The leaves are from this set. So stay tuned and let's get started. So to make today's Fun Fold card, you will need a piece of card that measures 10.5 by 7.5. Fold it in half and that will give you your card blank. Then to make our inner piece, which goes in the middle, you are going to need a piece of 200 GSM, nothing thinner than that, anywhere up to 230 for your inner workings. And then you're going to score at every, make sure I get this in shot, there we go, every 2.5. So it's 2.5 inches, 5 inches, 7.5. Okay, 2.5, 5, 7.5. And you're just going to score the whole way down. Always make a template so you know where you're going, so you can do your marks if you want to, like I have, and then you've got it for later reference. We're going to spin it so we're on our 7-inch line on this first score line. Okay, we are going to mark at 2 3/8 and 4 3/4. Now this is in inches, not centimeters today. So 2 3/4, 4 3/4, and then you're going to mark on this bottom fold as well. And you're going to cut from each point. So we've got slits. Okay. Then from the top corner, from this top corner, this corner, and this corner, you're going to score the whole way down to the middle of this middle fold on both sides. Okay, now make sure your arrows are all going down. They're all going the same way. If you've done the arrows the other way, then all you do is just spin it around. Okay, it's not the end of the world as long as all the triangles are going the same way. So we just score down. Okay, so once you've done that, that will give you this piece, this lovely flimsy part for the middle of our card. Now, the mats and layers for these parts, okay, so you're going to need 4 of these ones, of the rectangle ones. I've gone ahead and done them already, and I'll give you the measurements. Again, this is all in inches. So my base card, which is this yellow, is a 200, so it's fine to go on here. It's not too heavy. Is 6 7/8 of an inch by 2 5/16, which is 1 over the 2 1/4. Okay, and you're going to need 4 of these because we want one for either side of here. There. And then on our inner piece, on our actual card, they're going to go into there. Okay. And don't worry that I know they're not as long. We don't want them as long. We only need them as long as this piece of card here. So it's all going to go into there. And you're going to see your pattern paper through the gaps. Okay. Then you're going to need to make your, to make your triangles. Now these are squares. I think I've gone and done all mine. These are just squares. Now these squares are 2 and, no, they're not, because that's the main squares. These are 2 5/16 by 2 1/4. Okay, so they go that way. All right, so you'll have your square. It is that way. But when you cut them from corner to corner, just be aware of which way you need to cut them. So that will fit like so onto there. So you know you need to cut from this corner down to this corner. Okay, and you only need 3 of these because this one you're going to over, and they are going to fit just in there like that. Okay, just there. Sorry about the banging, that's my neighbours upstairs, if you can hear that. And they're going to sit just on these corners here. Now I've put dots just so I know which way down they go, which I said is a good tip to do, and that way you know they're all correct. So let me just, and you'll be glad to know I filled up my PVA. I've now got 4 glue pots. My PVA is full, and so is my Collall now. I'm going to pop that, oh gosh, not too far over, onto there. And then this piece, just glue on the back, just there, and then onto there, making sure we don't go over any fold lines because we need that to stay within there. Just get that glue off there. Right, so they're on. Just need a couple of seconds. There we go. Now I'm going to go ahead and pop this in here. Now I haven't done, you can do pattern paper for this, just go down 1/8 either side. All we need to do now is line up our score line from our middle to the score line on our card, and then we're going to stick each piece in. Okay, just like that. So I'm going to come over, plow all the way down there, and then stick that down. And then I'm going to do the same for this side, and then stick it down, making sure that my score lines are all on the bottom card. So I will pause you just, in fact, do I want to do that first or do I want to do the front first? Let's do the front first because it might be a bit difficult after we've popped that on. So the front papers that you need are, I'm keeping it all in together, is this yellow, which is going to go onto there, and this is 7 1/4 by 5 1/8. Okay, 7 1/4 inch by 5 1/8, and then the layer part, which is going on there, is 5 by 7 1/8. Okay, and these papers today come from Sam Calcott, and these are her Celebration new paper pad. Oh, go over there. And I've taken this checkered and then this confetti one. You get hearts, the confetti, there we go. You get clover, 4-leaf clover if you want to do an Irish card or a lucky card. Some lavender, but I think it's lavender, I'm not sure. It looks like lavender to me. The checkered, which I've used quite a bit of that today actually. And then you get the horseshoe if you're doing a wedding. Oh, one more, my bad, one more. And then hearts, red, Valentine's. Perfect for that. So let me go and stick these on, because as I said, that might be easy to do before we put our inner piece in, because it'd be too bumpy. There we go, pattern paper on. Just a little bit of the yellow showing, more of the white. And then we'll take our card, open it up. Like I said, we're going to go to there, to there. So I know when I put my 2 pieces on in there, that they're going to slide just nice and in, and I can get them where I need them. They're going to look lovely. Right, so let's pop this in us, right? So this flap over with me Collall, which is now nice and filled. There we go. Just whack that down. And now make sure we're lined up completely on our score lines. Very important, otherwise when you go to fold your card, it's going to fold crookedly, and then you'll have extra folds and you'll be like, oh, I don't like this style card, it doesn't work. And that's all because you've just not lined up your score lines properly. You can see both score lines line. Okay, top and bottom, obviously. Back over that way. You don't need loads of collal. It's just enough to grab. There we go. So that's in nice. While we're waiting for that to dry, I'm going to stick these two pieces on. Just there. You could do a different colour on the outer edge, which would give you another different look. But I did originally do all this to fit into a 7x7. So if I was to make this again, I would still do this side, this size mechanism, but I would go slightly bigger on all my mats for the side, just to compensate for the top and bottoms of these. Let's go put these on. Go, just a bit of collal, not too much because we don't want it coming out everywhere. And I managed to cut this paper, this pattern paper, so it has a nice little edge all the way around. Little slither there. Right, put that on there. Come down a wee bit. There we go. I'm going to go slightly to the left. That's that piece. That onto there. Make sure we're all even. We are. There we go. Now, when we're ready, that will fold in. Now, if you put this into a 5x7, when you fold it closed, you have some that hangs out the bottom, and that's not because you folded it wrong at the inner part. They all come out a little bit down at the bottom, and I don't know if I can get it so you can see it, but they do. Now this will need either a belly band or a box, which is why I said not to use too heavy a cardstock on the inside, because it'll just be too thick then, and you won't even get it in a belly band. Now I'm going to put my other two pieces underneath. Why didn't you do that first? Because I don't know where it had to go. So I'm just going to pull up my card, slide it in, slide, down, down, down. Make sure we're even to even. Make sure we're not got any sticking up too much, which we don't. Press it down. There we go. And then the next one, I'm going to do exactly the same, just slide it up. I mean, you could put it on first if you want to. I'm just going to, I do it this way, just so I can see where I'm putting it on, so it's all even across. I think that one needs to come down just a little bit. There we go. And we're all in. Push it down. Whee! Okay, so this is what we have now. That's how it looks. It's arrows. So that's how it looks. So now we're going to put some squares on these that are going to come out so you can see them. And I've done them in yellow to start with. And they're going to just sit. When you got the card down, you've got to put glue on there, and they're going to sit there, just like that. Just like that. Okay. Sorry about that, the postman came. So we put all these onto there. Have I got two there? Got two there. They're like so. And I've gone ahead and I've just done white mats to go on these, because I don't know what I'm doing. I think I'm going to do some kind of safari animals of Sam Callcott's or something like that for a kid's card. So, oh, let's take that back off. these squares that you need are 2 3/8 by 2 2/8. So they're just slightly smaller than our actual square. So you'll know if you're putting it on wrong. Let me move all these out of the way. These will only fit on these squares one way because one side is slightly longer than the other. So if you put it this way, it's almost the same height. It's a little bit over. So if you turn it around, it's more like a rectangle. So if you turn it around and pop it on, you see it fits. Now, when you've got your squares together, they glue just onto the white piece there. Okay, each one on the white piece. So this mat, as I said, is 2 3/8 by 2 2/8. I'm not sure which way round they are. And then the layers, which are these squares that go on the top, are 2 1/8 by 2 2/8. Okay, and I'm going to stamp some images on there, or I won't put anything too bulky because this is already bulky enough. I mean, at the moment it'll still go in an envelope. You'll have to make the envelopes. This is a 5 1/4 by 7 1/2. So I'm not sure. I won't be putting anything that's going to stand out on there to make it even more bulkier in the middle. So there'll be stamped images on there that I shall colour in, or maybe a couple of sayings on there, but they'll go like this and then that way, and then they will hang off the card. So they won't be flat because this card is, that's how the card sits. That's how they're going to sit on the card. Okay. You probably can't see that actually. So that's how they're going to sit on the card. Like that. So once I've got them stamped, coloured, I will come back and show you what I've done and what I'm going to put onto the front of this card. Again, it might be, I might do a little farmyard scene. I don't know yet. I'll have a look through, see what stamps Sam has, and I'll put it on the end of this video. So I finished decorating my card with some butterflies and some leaves on bottom, and then the front with some butterflies and a spinning butterfly. I just need to add some gems, my niece's name, and my insert for the back. But that's our Fun Fold triple pop out. That looks so cool. It's so cool. I love it. I'm definitely going to be making a few more of these. Maybe some men's ones. So stay tuned. Like and subscribe. Hit the notification button. Also, I record in 4K, so you can pinch to zoom if you need to go a bit nearer. And I'll see you in the next one. Thank you. Bye.